Without further ado, let's introduce the man to my right over here, Mr. A.J. Harman, head coach of Liberty Mountaineers, and thank you for joining us, of course. And let's get into tonight's game. You guys win over Ritchie County 42-14. I know the Rebels came in, haven't had a win in quite some time, but how important was it to jump on them from the get-go to make sure that your team wouldn't be complacent?
Well, I mean, it's week 9, so we wanted to focus on, playing like it's week 9. We wanted to get better every game this year, and we couldn't afford to come out flat. The weather was nasty, so we knew we didn't want to turn the ball over. So, it was just critical that we come out and had a fast start, and, we did that, and things turned out pretty well for us.
Rain throughout the entire state, it seemed. I know I was at the Eastern Panhandle, rain there, rain everywhere. But that kind of favors your plan of attack on offense, at least. It seems like you guys are more run-oriented. You had 104 yards from Dalton Westfall tonight with a score, 116 on the ground from Broderick Lance and another 2 scores. Did you have to get that rolling right away to get, well out in front in this one?
Yeah, I mean, we just continue to run our offense, like you said. I mean, we're built for this time of year and this weather, and we're on a grass field that tends to get pretty muddy this time of year. So thankfully we run, a style of offense that suits us for that. But tonight, our line continued to block well. The fullback, Broderick Lance, and upback, Javon Almodovar, continue to, pave the way for Dalton. And when Broderick's number's called, he runs his butt off and runs hard. Both of our running backs are, very physical runners, straight ahead. They're starting to understand the offense. So, as we continue through the season, we're just getting better and I think more confident, and we're having a lot of fun.
And Lance is inching towards 1,000 yards for the season, likely going to get that before the end of the regular season. You mentioned Dalton Westfall already has over 1,000 yards. So, and they're both juniors, so they got a year left in them. How great is that to have young studs in your backfield?
It's nice. I can honestly say we don't really look at our statistics that much, but it's a testament to our offensive line and the job that they're doing. Also to Javon, who's our up back, and he's kind of the unsung hero of our team. He doesn't get a lot of glory. Even when we talk about the offensive line, we forget about the guy, and he has a lot of key blocks for those two. So they're trusting their linemen. The linemen are getting the job done, and they're having a lot of success.
And you got Seth McKinney at signal caller, and he's just a sophomore, but he started for you guys last year as well as a freshman. Still a lot of youth at that position, most important position, but it seems like he's got, a good head on his shoulders to be able to run this 2 years now with plenty of time left.
Yeah, Seth just continues to get better. He manages the offense and the team, and he understands this is his second year, which is a huge benefit, and we also have him for the next 2 years. He's a weight room guy, works extremely hard. He's a leader in the off season for us as well. So these guys are just going to continue to grow and learn and get better, and I think the sky's really the limit for those backs.
Getting into your defense, AJ, I believe you had 13 forced fumbles and 6 interceptions, or something along forced turnovers, that is. 7 fumble recoveries and 6 interceptions entering tonight. You mentioned the defensive line. I know I've been to 2 of your games this year, and that line, it seems the defensive line especially, is getting pressure whenever it's needed.
They are. We're big and we're physical up front. Even Coach Nicewarner from Bridgeport a couple weeks ago was really impressed with how physical and the size of our line. I'd put our front 4 up against anybody in AA. I think they're doing a great job controlling the run game. They're getting better at generating a pass rush. So it's making things a lot easier for our defensive backs and linebackers having those guys inside.
And I know that was really important for last week especially. You guys ended up in a shootout with Lewis County in that one. And a turnover late on Lewis County's final drive is ultimately what sealed that you guys win by 1 point.
And it was a great job by our corner, Chandler Taylor, on that play. But, all week in practice, we rep against the other team's, best pass plays. So as the week continues to go, and these kids are starting to understand how important practice is, because we see these plays over and over, and we're able to recognize routes and situations. And Chandler jumped that. They ran a hitch route, and thank goodness it wasn't a hitch and a go, or it might have been a touchdown. But Chandler made a great play on that, and it came from a lot of hard work and focus and practice that week.
Getting into some other games from your schedule, I know Week 5 you guys played RCB. It's a crosstown rivalry for you guys. It seemed like Bird had for years the upper hand in that one, but how pivotal was that win for you this season?
That was huge. It's only the second or third time in the history of the school we've beat them, and to kind of get that monkey off our back, really, I mean, it made a huge difference in our season. The kids gained so much confidence from that game. It generated a buzz around the school. Really got all of our students and everybody excited, and we started having a lot more fun after that game. And RCB is a great program athletically and academically. We know them very well, being so close. So we've got a lot of respect for them there. That was a big game for us, a big win against a quality team and opponent, and it's really made a huge difference in our season.
Looking ahead now, AJ, you have an off week before Grafton in the final week of the regular season at 6-3. How important is this week? Did the bye come at the perfect time to rest and heal up and try to make that push for a top 16 spot?
Yeah, I think it did. This is my 3-year head coaching career. This is definitely going to be the biggest game. It's got the most on the line here. So it did come at a perfect time. We've been very lucky not having injuries this year. But it's going to give us 2 weeks to get ready for a Grafton team that I think might be a little bit underrated. They've got a lot of good players, and they run a downhill physical offensive scheme. I know they're extremely well coached on the defensive side of the ball. Mickey Foley's been coaching football for a lot of years at Grafton. So we're going to have our work cut out for us. I'm glad we have 2 weeks to prepare.
You mentioned that being the biggest game of your head coaching career, and over the years, your first year you guys are 500. Last year, winning record 6-4. Right now, 6-3. Chance to be 7-3 by the end of the season. These incremental steps. How has that process been for you, and does it just feel like it has all finally come together for you?
Yeah, it's starting to. It's still a work in progress every day. We want our program to continue to grow. I think we do a good job is in the off season with our strength and conditioning program. That's the key to us winning. We've got a lot of support from the administration, the teachers, and the whole school. The parents. I mean, it's just right now. Winning makes everybody happy too. But we're growing, we're building, and I think everything's real positive right now. I'm pleased with the direction we're heading.
And what about for you personally? I think, was it 04, 05 you graduated?
Yeah, class of 05.
05. That year you guys make the playoffs. You've been there as a player, now trying to get in there as a head coach of your alma mater. Personally, how does this feel for you?
Well, we actually missed it my senior. We were 7-3, and
apologies.
No, that's okay. We were one spot out, but my sophomore year and junior year we were 1-9 both years. So I got a taste of losing in high school, and then our senior year we were able to turn around. And I learned a lot that year about really what it took, how important seniors were. And we're extremely fortunate to have the senior class that we do on this team right now. They've been through the worst of worst. Their freshman year, they didn't win a game, 0-9-1, and then when I got hired, they trusted the system and really bought into the philosophy. And here we are. I couldn't be happier for the senior class.
And how has the community reacted to this, to be on the winning side of things and having this chance for postseason action?
Everybody's excited, it seems like, and that's one of the most rewarding things is having that community support behind us. Being kind of looking up in the stands tonight when we had a comfortable lead, and even in the rain, our fans are out there cheering, and we get a lot of positive feedback during the week. Our student section's never been better, and you can feel the school spirit, and it's really uplifting everybody, and it's very rewarding as a head coach.
Getting a little bit off track here, but some of us call WDTV Liberty University because it seems like everybody that graduates from Liberty comes through here. We had RJ, who was your equipment manager, and one Zach Davison was a player back whenever you were on staff and as an assistant. We have some highlights of Zach. I know he's directing. Let's see if there we go. He puts them on. Just check out some of these hands that he's got here. There's a goal line grab against Lewis County, and I think 2 picks in this one coming up against Grafton. What was it like coaching Zach, and anything that you can say that we can air, that is, about Davis?
Love Zach. Zach was, I always said Zach was the first guy you pick in gym class. He could just do everything. Shay Noss got a lot of attention that year, deservedly so. That year was a blast. That was 2010, and actually that was our last playoff season. And Zach was an extremely tough, hard-nosed football player. He was a soccer player for a couple of years, if I remember right. We got him out for football and made a huge difference.
Soccer? That's something he's never mentioned to us.
Oh, he was good at that too. I mean, if you gave him a hockey stick, he'd be good at hockey. And RJ, you mentioned RJ, which he gets some airtime when you show our stuff, which is great. RJ's been my right-hand man since he was a freshman in high school, and he's still with us. And really, he helps us a lot. RJ, he's crucial to what we do. So, you know, it is Liberty U over here. It's nice, like a reunion when I come in for this stuff.
And another thing about RJ is he's great at putting stickers on fantasy football boards.
He is. He's our sticker guy. We take our fantasy football a little too seriously, I think. But
a little inside story. But AJ, hey, thanks for joining us, and good luck the rest of the way, and good luck with the playoff.
Oh, yeah, appreciate it.
All right, when we come back, we'll bring you some scores of games happening outside of the viewing area, plus we'll bring you highlights from Tyler Consolidated at Magnolia. That's next on the Fifth Quarter Extra, built by Trinity Homes.
Most buns